Microphone review! What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy,
Skinny Penis.
and this video took a long time to do, and I'm really surprised by that. But basically, what I have in my hand is the Yanmai sf-777 condenser microphone. And it's a piece of shit. Now, I feel like I need to qualify this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through some of the key details that's important about this product, but I'm going to do it using this microphone itself and not my SM58. So right now, what you're listening to is the Yanmai plugged in. Now, this has also got some post-processing on, but if you think I'm not giving it a fair crack of the whip, maybe it's got some weird proximity effect going on. Well, I'm holding the thing with the pop filter there right up to my face, and it sounds awful and tinny, and just not good. Now, I had some B-roll footage that I'm going to play on the screen just to kind of show the unboxing experience, but I have a couple of key points that I really want to highlight with this review. So, let's go over some of the pros, and one of them is going to be a bit of a caveat. But first of all, we need to talk about the price. So this thing kind of fluctuates between 31 to 38 British pounds. And initially that sounds like quite a good deal, but towards the end of this video I'm going to quickly dispel why and why that's a stupid thing. But the second pro to look at is it's actually a relatively sensitive microphone. In comparison to the SM58 that I'm using there, which is a dynamic microphone, this condenser actually has a decent amount of range on it. And that's a positive I can say about the sound. In addition, the inbuilt pop filter, where there's also a caveat with this, is a nice little detail, especially for a microphone at this price point. And then we get to the cons, and it's a big old list. So first of all, we need to talk about the flimsy build quality, because this thing is pretty flippy floppy in various ways. It just doesn't feel very secure. The microphone just kind of rests in this little junk alcove. And it kind of feels like it's going to break at some point. You know, some more nitpicky things. First of all, the pop filter that's integrated is actually non-removable. It's inbuilt to the chassis of the microphone itself. So if this thing ends up breaking, or you wanted to use it for something else, you can't. It's hard fixed to the unit. Secondly, there's actually no onboard controls for this microphone itself, which for that price point, I mean, hey, it's not really the biggest deal. The last kind of nail in the coffin for this microphone is it just sounds like shit. And I think now that you've got a sense for what it actually sounds like, I'm going to quickly play some audio without any post-processing on, and then we're going to switch back to a good microphone. Now you're listening to the Yanmai without any post-processing on, so this is the raw signal going into my Streamlabs OBS setup. And just to be even fairer, I'm going to lift up the pop filter, and just to see how that sounds just without this in the way, because who knows, this could be made out of your grandma's stockings or whatever. Okay, so we've established that the Yanmai doesn't sound great, but you might be thinking that I'm actually being a little bit too harsh on this microphone. It's very cheap, and I'm going to immediately dispel that. So here are 4 microphones that you should use alternatively that are better value for money. Some of these are more expensive, and some of these are actually cheaper. So the cheapest one on the list, the Behringer C1U USB microphone, $33.50. Infinitely better in audio quality. Doesn't have the pop filter, but if you had a pop filter on anyways, you're about the same margin. Another step up in price is the Fifine, which is $47.99. That has onboard controls, and again, better audio quality. Number 3, not my favorite brand, but hey, I've used my Blue Snowball for years. I would have kept using it if I hadn't lost the cable, and I just didn't have this thing around. And lastly, if you want to talk about a solid investment in terms of a microphone, whilst it is £124 usually, the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB microphone is pretty unparalleled in terms of its quality. And if you already happen to have an XLR setup like a music interface, you're already sorted. You've actually got a cheaper option there. Oh, I won! I won! I won by default.
GG.
I won by being unconscious. What is the point that I'm actually trying to make here? Well, first of all, buying a microphone, especially if you're new to technology or you're not into streaming, can be a hard thing, especially if you're a parent just trying to buy something for your son, just to get him started off in streaming. However, going for the option that looks the cheapest can actually be pretty bad value in the long term. But having people who happen to know a little bit more about the technology and know what works for them might be able to help navigate people in making better decisions and saving money in the long term. And that's the ultimate goal that I wanted to have with this video. It's not to fully shit on Yanmai, though bearing in mind there are several companies who are selling the exact same microphone, you know, looking a bit like a dropship thing. But as long as someone knows that there are better options than this microphone, like the Behringer, like my Shure SM58, which even though it's a dynamic microphone, works for me pretty good. But most importantly, I hope this video helps someone new to streaming, someone new to YouTube, or someone just buying a gift for a friend or a member of family make a better choice and make someone happier at the end of the day for it. So if you did find this video helpful, please do like, comment, and subscribe. But if you really want to help me out, go check me out on twitch.tv/FrancisCY. We stream a lot of Modern Warfare, recently Fall Guys, and a lot of Soul-like games as well. But that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Skinny penis.